Hi, today I'm going to talk to you regarding the bonding with kids through outdoor activities. So, I'm just going to share my personal experience. So as Mr. Sufri mentioned earlier, the performing of physical activities, it releases endorphins in the brain, which increases mental alertness, energy, and positive mood. So now we're going to look at ways to expand the energy and improve the quality of our life and our kids' life together as a family. And as mentioned earlier by Madam C, our presentation will be recorded and then it will be uploaded onto SLS and the school website for further reference. Okay, so just to know more about myself a bit, yeah. Okay, my kids and I. So I'm a mother of 4 boys, aged 7 to 12. So primary 1, primary 2, primary 4, and primary 6. Yeah. So the activities I'm going to share later on, is suitable for everybody alike. Correct. Yeah. Okay. So during the course of my presentation, if you do have any queries, do feel free to type them in the Zoom chat box, okay? And I will clarify the doubts at the end of my presentation. Okay, so the deciding factor, okay, like what kind of places would I want to engage my kids? Okay, usually the deciding factor will be either based on time, okay, the amount of time I have on hands, or outdoor mood. Outdoor mood meaning my energy level. Okay, so if you do have time and money to spare and you're feeling very adventurous, okay, you can actually go onto the club website and utilize our Singapore Rediscovers vouchers, okay, by 31st December. So okay, we actually explored. So these are some of the places that my kids do mention that, you know, they would like to go for. Places like the Nerve Action Experience, Snow City. So Snow City, right, is actually $12 an hour. So if you're using the Singapore Rediscovers vouchers, child subsidy will be $10. So effectively, right, after deducting the subsidy, you'll be only paying $2 an hour. Yeah, so it's actually very worth it. Okay, so when we're talking about outdoor activities, yes, Snow City and Nerve Action Experience might be indoors, but I'm sure, you know, the kids will work out a lot, yeah, at these 2 places. Okay, or you can consider Wild Wild Wet as well. Okay, or you can subscribe to PTX Recommends, just Google for it. They will have a lot of activities like museums like National Heritage Board or Indian Heritage Center, Sun Yat-sen Nanyang Memorial Hall, Malay Heritage Center. So when they organize activities, you can actually sign up for them, and sometimes it's free. Okay, so like this is the Malay Heritage Center. So kids will embark on they will get a booklet and then they will embark on a learning journey. And it's not all about, you know, touring the Heritage Center itself. After which you can actually go around the area, like this is Haji Lane, and take some Instagram-worthy photos with the murals around. Okay, just, you know, get out and look around, explore Singapore. Okay. Next, you can actually subscribe to ActiveSG. Okay, they do have a lot of school holiday programs. So at a small fee, right, you can participate in programs such as basketball, or they do have like parent-child programs as well. So you can participate with your kids. Okay, you can subscribe through indicating in their surveys, or follow through liking on the ActiveSG Facebook, follow their IG, or subscribe to their Telegrams, or you can run through Weibo as well. Okay, or subscribing to Wildlife Reserve Singapore. Yes, I do subscribe to a lot of things. Okay, a lot of websites. Okay, so besides touring the nature parks, okay, you can bring your swimming costumes and your buckets or water guns along and have fun at the wet play area at the Singapore Zoo Kids World. Okay, or you can also go to the Birds of Play at Jurong Bird Park, which is just nearby. Okay, before they move to Mandai by 2022. I mean, currently it's just like 2 bus stops away from our bus interchange at Jurong Point. So why not make a trip, okay, before it moves? Okay, if you do have time to spare, but you're on a budget, however, still feeling very adventurous at the same time, I do suggest, you know, looking at our MRT route map. Okay, a lot of places are actually self-explanatory. So you can actually, you know, like I do suggest, that's what I do with my kids. Bring a book to read during the MRT ride to keep them away from devices. So my kids will usually read on the MRT, and then yeah, when we get off the MRT station, we'll be just purely outdoors. So okay, the first one we're going to look at is I visit a lot of national parks or parks. So the first one is West Coast Park. Okay, what can we do there? Okay, you can ride the Flying Fox. Okay, at this giant sand-covered playground. Okay, sand play is always a must when you go to playgrounds like this. Can scamper up the ovular space themed climbing nets. Okay, I'm not sure whether you know or you have actually chanced upon this place, this marshland boardwalk towards one end of the park. It's actually a tiny green sanctuary lined with a little lake and wooden path leading through. Okay, last but not least, before you leave, okay, yeah, you can always chill at the shoreline. That's what kids like to do. You don't have to be involved in strenuous activities all the time. This is considered outdoors as well. Of course, before heading towards, you know, the different kinds of parks, do check the savethisparks.nparks.gov.sg for crowd levels before visiting. Okay, next, okay, under National Parks Board as well, we have the Bukit Timah Nature Reserve. So you can take the downtown line to Beauty World. Okay, usually I'll just take the public transport. It's quite a distance from Boon Lay all the way to Beauty World MRT station. And from Beauty World MRT station to get to Bukit Timah Nature Reserve is another, I think, 15 to 20 minutes walk. Yes, with the overhead bridge as well. But this is outdoors, okay? And yeah, I bet our kids hardly get to, you know, go on overhead bridges as well. Usually, most of the time, we do take, I guess, you know, the safe traffic lights, etc. So they had fun, okay, I must say. Okay, so this is the Bukit Timah Nature Reserve. Just beware of the monkeys and they will just grab your snacks. Okay, so Botanic Gardens, okay, that is the Circle Line. Okay, you can change it at Buona Vista MRT station. You can visit the Jacob Ballas Children's Garden or the Gallop Extension. So yes, raining, wet weather is always part of outdoors. Okay, we parents hate it. It's a lot of hassle, and we will, like, you know, keep screaming for them to, you know, be careful of the wet floor. But to them, they enjoyed it. Okay, so I think it's it's part of memories as well. Okay, so this is the new Gallop Extension. Okay, next we have Fort Canning. I'm not sure whether you have been to the Jubilee Park. Fort Canning is not only for getting married, you know, getting your ROM. Okay, there's actually this Jubilee Park. It's very convenient, as in it's like just 1 minute walk from Fort Canning MRT station. So in case it rains, right, there's immediate shelter. Okay, so at Jubilee Park, you have the you can bounce on the bouncy nets. You can have a wild time on the swings and the slides, and your kids can put their balancing skills to the test at the log obstacle course. Okay. And next, Science Center, Singapore. Okay, which is nearby. Okay. Why do I say that? If you're on a budget, because during weekdays, right? For Singaporeans, it's actually free of charge. You do not need to pay a fee. Weekdays, as in non-school holidays, that is like actually off-peak periods. Okay, so you can just enter for free. Now, because due to COVID, right, the waterworks is actually closed. But previously, you know, after visiting the exhibits within the Science Center, you can actually, you know, bring a swimming costume and buckets and whatever water play tools needed, and have fun at the waterworks area. Okay. The kinetic garden as well. Kids can discover the interrelationship among the forms of energy through all these interactive exhibits. Okay, I think it's bonding, among the kids as well. So walking around, touching stuff, hands-on learning. Okay, and Sentosa. Okay, Sentosa, you just take the Circle Line to Harbourfront. Okay, and I do believe that you realize that these days Sentosa, they do have a lot of free entry. Okay, so do you recognize this? Okay, this is actually at Fort Siloso. So my kids are actually picking up Sega seats. Okay, at Fort Siloso. Okay, and if you walk along the Fort Siloso Road, you can take pictures with the waves of the street murals. Okay, which is done by a famous muralist. Okay, not far away is Nestopia, which you can also buy the entrance ticket via Cloak as well. It's $10 an hour for weekend access. And if you go during weekdays, right, for example, school holidays, you'll be similarly $10 an hour plus one free ice pop. So it's actually a good treat after an hour of outdoor play. Okay, and as mentioned earlier, under our Singapore Rediscover vouchers, child subsidy, you actually have $10, right? So it's like if you go play for an hour, it's like totally free already, since everything can be deducted. Okay, this is the southernmost point of continental Asia on Palawan Beach. Okay, you have the suspension bridge, and the kids like it because they watch it on, they watch it in movies like King Kong. So to them, it's an eye opener. Okay, certain years pre-COVID, they do have bouncy castles as well. Yeah, so you can just keep on a lookout on Facebook. Yeah. And then sand play. Okay, sand play never fails to put a smile on kids' faces. Okay, so usually that's my last part of the Sentosa trip, and after which they will just bathe and go home. Okay, next we have the children's season, which is usually in June. However, it was carried out in December in year 2020 due to COVID. So during the children's season, you have different museums like the Malay Heritage Center, which is off Bugis area. Okay, they organize workshops for kids. Okay, or the Indian Heritage Center as well, which is at Little India MRT on the Northeast Line. Okay. Singapore Heritage Festival, which is ongoing actually. Okay, so you can explore, embrace, and experience stories of our food culture and healthcare practices. Okay, during this, by participating in the workshops organized during the Singapore Heritage Fest. Okay, their objective is to keep our shared heritage alive. So initially, they do have a lot of fun workshops, food trails, guided tours, museum visits. Okay, some of them are payable, some of them are free of charge, okay, for sign-ups. But due to COVID, right, many of these tours have been converted to virtual. So if you are keen, you can still go onto the website to take a look. But subsequent years, when the COVID situation gets better, you might consider, going on the tours and taking a look, bring your kids and taking a look at what is outside. Okay. And we do have the Singapore Night Festival in August usually. It's usually we're having it in the Bras Basah or Bugis area, whereby there will be a lot of night lights and performances. Okay, I think it's a good alternative from the many activities I mentioned earlier because you get to stay away from the sun. Okay, so just do keep a lookout for the pop-up news in Yahoo and Facebook. Okay. However, if you do not feel like traveling, but you still feel that, okay, you can cope with playing around with your kids, being very energetic, we have a lot of places nearby, okay, in the Jurong area that you can bond with your kids, okay, in the outdoors. So one example is the Jurong Lake Gardens. Okay, they do have 13 different adventure stations for children to explore, each with their own unique features. Okay, so do take note that the Crucial Cove and Forest Ramble are closed on Mondays. So there was this one particular day that I forgot to check. And okay, fret not, you can go towards the ActiveSG Park, whereby you can watch birds at the dome-shaped structures. Okay, or alternatively, let your kids, okay, unleash the creativity in your kids and let them create their own unique adventure play experience at the Lalang Field. Okay, Jurong Central Park is even nearer. It's just opposite Jurong Point. So what can you do there? I think you can just cycle there, okay? And you can have countless hours of fun over there, okay? Besides the slides and the playground facilities, okay? Bring your own like bubble wands and balls, and your kids can have a ball of a time over there. Okay, Jurong West Swimming Complex, which is nearby as well. Currently, due to the COVID situation, they only allow like 1 hour time slot. In other words, 1 hour visit. Yeah, so you actually have to book time slots on the ActiveSG app, through the ActiveSG app. But previously, what happened is that my kids would be there for like 3 hours, and then by 12 p.m. when I'm like totally roasted, they will ask me. When I told them that we have to go now, they will be asking me, why are we going back so early? Yeah, because there are a lot of activities that you can actually do over there. Okay, you bring your own swimming boards, or they have the water playground, okay, or rent a float at a very minimal fee and take a slow ride down the lazy river. Okay, bring your there's this fountain, little fountains over there as well, and you can bring your water gun and have like battles, among the siblings, even yourself and your kids. I'm sure you have like you can have water gun battles with them. Okay, community club events. Okay, during pre-COVID times, right? Okay, community club do organize events to places like Jurong Frog Farm or Hay Dairies. So they have chartered buses to ferry you to and from all these places of interest. So you can keep a lookout for them as well. Okay. Okay, last but not least, okay, if you have the desire to bond outdoors with kids and feel simply too tired, okay, downstairs, okay, I'm sure most of us, stay at HDB blocks, right? So there are so many open areas and green spaces at your neighborhood, okay? So what can you do there? Okay, there'll be monkey bars, okay, you can play soccer, you can rollerblade, you can cycle, catching, play badminton, even walking is a form of good exercise as long as you get out of the house, okay? Or like buy little playthings from maybe Taobao or something and bring it downstairs, okay? And they will have a lot of fun at it. In fact, this would be my top recommendation for this coming June school holidays, okay? Since we cannot venture too far and traveling is no way now, so just go downstairs. Yeah. What I do currently is that usually when they finish HBL or they finish their revision, we'll have 2 hours of outdoors in the morning, say maybe 10 to 12, before the sun gets really too hot, or 2 hours and another 2 hours in the evening if you can afford the time. So they'll be cycling, etc. Okay, some small little tips, okay, based on my personal experience. I feel that parents can actually gradually expose your child to outdoor activities catering to a different age group, meaning that we can have a variety of activities, okay, like you can see from the examples I've given earlier. Okay, my kids are involved in playgrounds, and then they're trekking as well. In fact, when we go overseas, we also go for trekking. So by exposing them to varied activities, kids will be able to slowly transit from playgrounds to more challenging outdoor activities like trekking when they grow older. Okay. So you can explore the suggested activities at a particular place on separate occasions as well, as it might be too physically demanding if you were to do it all at one go. Okay, so you can gradually increase the time spent at each venue. For example, initially it could be 2 hours, okay, and then slowly increase 3 hours, 4 hours when they can physically cope with it. Okay, and another important point is that our safe management measures under phase 2. So if you are a family of more than 2 exercising outdoors together, you should split up in pairs and keep a safe distance between groups. Always remember to wear a mask, except when you are engaged in strenuous exercises. Okay. Alternatively, under ActiveSG, they do have a lot of exercises on YouTube as well. You can search for Get Active First Slides. Okay, you'll be able to see quite a number of episodes of exercises. So just click on it. Okay, it's suitable for all age groups. Okay, and try it out. If you don't feel like going out. Okay. And so before I end, just to put a little more emphasis on what Mr. Supi had mentioned earlier, we should try to strike a balance between study and playtime and engaging in physical activities as a family, as it leads to better well-being for yourself and your kids. Thus, do include outdoor activities as part of your family weekend, even weekday routine if possible. When everyone starts enjoying it, perhaps you can even include it as part of your reward system for your kids, the way I'm doing for mine. As one saying goes, a lifelong blessing for children is to fill them with warm memories of times together. Let's all do our part in creating these beautiful memories for our children through outdoor activities. Okay, so thank you for your time and attention. I've come to the end of my presentation. Do scan the QR code on the screen to give us your feedback on this workshop. And if there's any questions, I'll be able to attend it now. Okay.